More than 2 million New Yorkers have filed for unemployment since the start of the pandemic, and this unemployment crisis will impact nearly every household during the holiday season, and that is why Pix 11 is doing its part to help.
I'm Monica Morales, and I know just how tough the job market is for New Yorkers. That's why I'm happy to announce that Pix 11 is teaming up with the Queens Borough President to bring you a virtual job fair. Connect with local companies and find out who they are looking for. Just go to queensbp.org/recruitment fair. Hope we'll see you there.
More than a dozen companies, all of them hiring, will take part in this afternoon's virtual job fair in Queens. So here to tell us more about that is a woman who put it all together. Acting Borough President Sharon Lee. Good morning.
Good morning, Betty.
So good to see you. Okay, so before we talk about the job fair, we do want to address the current state of COVID cases across the borough. The numbers, they have actually gone down in Richmond Hill, but they are going up in Breezy Point. So what measures are being taken there?
Absolutely. The numbers are certainly concerning. We are opening testing sites as quickly as possible, and by we I mean the city. We've got a couple rapid testing sites opened up in Queens, Richmond Hill, Kew Gardens Hills, Far Rockaway. Just yesterday, we opened one up in Woodside, and these are just rapid testing sites. There are many more non-rapid testing sites, but really the message is clear. It's the same thing that we have been used to, and perhaps we've been letting our guards down, but it's reminding New Yorkers, the core four, we want to mask up, we want to socially distance, we need to get tested, wash hands. It's very simple, four things to do, but it will make all the difference.
Let's talk about those rapid testing sites. I know you listed all of them, but residents still have been complaining about the lack of those sites in certain neighborhoods and then really some long lines. I know Woodside came online yesterday. Is there going to be enough out there in order for folks to get the testing that's necessary? Because I do understand that NYC Testing and Trace Corps has deployed 5 mobile units as well.
The city is opening the rapid testing sites as quickly as they can. The good news, I will say, I think the good thing is that there is a high demand for the tests, and also the good news is that there is no shortage of tests. We got that confirmation from the city earlier this week. As you recall from a few months ago at the darker times of COVID here in New York, that was one of the impediments of trying to contain and bring the virus under control. But that is not a situation that we're seeing right now. So that's one less thing to worry about. But the lines are worth it. Make your appointments. If you are not sure where to get tested, you can always call my office, 718-286-3000.
Well, those mobile sites are going to be key as well. Hey, I want to talk about, you mentioned those darker times. We can remember those long lines outside of Elmhurst Hospital early on in the pandemic. Those hospitals in Queens, are they ready to deal with this second wave?
We have 9 acute care hospitals in Queens. All hospitals are ready in the event of another wave. We've got stockpiles, all of that, but that should not give us any false sense of security.
Right.
We should really be doing our part. And one of the lessons that we learned, Betty, if you remember, is that it's not so much just what we do, but it's also important when we do it, right, to control the virus. A few weeks ago, Queens actually had a couple of the spikes as well, and we're all in it together. We were able to temper those spikes, and a lot of the spikes are coming back up. And so it really is a collective effort. And, you know, we know that people are making sacrifices. The holiday season, long awaited, after a very tumultuous year is around the corner. All we want to do is be with our loved ones. But we're really asking everyone to make the sacrifice, right? Make the sacrifice of one holiday season, if nothing else, to honor the sacrifices made by the frontline workers, by small business owners that are barely hanging on by the skin of their teeth. They're even around still.
That's a good way to put it in perspective. But, you know, you do serve the most ethnically diverse borough in the city. And you mentioned those celebrations. We got the Diwali celebration underway right now. Thanksgiving next week. New Yorkers have been warned about large gatherings. But how are you going to enforce that? I know you're asking people to do the right thing, but is there any way to truly enforce this?
We don't want to get it to the point of an enforcement mechanism. I think, you know, we remember just a few months ago just how bad it was. And a lot of it is communications. A lot of it is being informed about where the numbers are rising and trying to nip those spikes before they advance into community spread.
Right.
We're not in the danger zone. We are in a danger zone, but we're not in a point of no control as we saw much earlier this year.
Got it. All right. I want to shift gears now because we do have to talk about this job fair. It's very important. You've hosted 10 of these virtual job fairs since April, so congrats on that. It is open to all Queens residents, correct?
It is open to all. It is open to everyone. It is virtual. One of the benefits of doing remote is that the jobs are open to everyone. But we're really trying to make these jobs available to our residents here in Queens.
Okay, so 16 companies taking part. What kind of jobs are we talking about?
All sorts. The vast majority are essential jobs. So as much as you, to the viewers, I should say, as much as you or maybe perhaps someone that you know might need a job, these are jobs that we in Queens need filled, right? So we're talking about jobs for like first responders. The FDNY is a featured partner recruiter for today. We've got opportunities in retail, financial services, the aviation industry, because Queens is home to both New York City airports. So the jobs are there. They have been hiring. We do this every 3 weeks, and we encourage everyone to tune in.
All right, and it's not too late to RSVP, right?
It is not too late. We typically close it the day before, but I also want to thank you to New York's own Pix11 for being a media sponsor. The media sponsorship really makes all the difference in getting the word out about these opportunities.
Absolutely, and we are happy to help. Borough President Lee, thank you so much for joining us today and all that you're doing. We appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you, Betty.
Absolutely. So be sure to tune in to the live stream of this afternoon's virtual job recruitment fair from 2 to 3:30.